you said if you weren't Tyreek Hill, that you feared this could have ended a lot differently. What do you think could have happened?
Yeah, like, so the crazy part about it is I hate talking like this, man, but because I have a kid fan base. But the reality of it is, it's the truth. If I wasn't Tyreek Hill, worst case scenario, we would have had a different article, you know. Tyreek Hill, you know, got shot in front of Hard Rock Stadium.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'll take the fall for it because nobody on the internet or on television want to tell the truth about Tyreek Hill. Look, I don't want to be mean to the guy. I think he's a great football player. But bro, you can't be lying like this and getting away with it. This video is brought to you by TatumStore.com. TatumStore.com. Get the merch link in the description. You got a whole bunch of new merch. This is just one of our matchup shirts with Trump and Harris. I can't wait to see you during the debate. I'm a live stream the debate, so you can watch it here in my channel. So everybody that support me, follow me. You can watch it with me. We're gonna have a good time watching Donald Trump beat the brakes off of Kamala Harris in that debate. Anyway, like and subscribe to the channel. Let's get into this. Tyreek Hill. Y'all gotta make me make a video about Tyreek Hill. I was done talking about Tyreek Hill. I thought I made a video that went viral yesterday that was sufficient. But no. People in the ESPN, on CNN, gotta come out and make Tyreek Hill a victim. I proved unequivocally that he lied. It's very simple. You're speeding. When you get pulled over, comply. And let me add this for all my brothers that are watching this, my brothers and sisters that are of the melanin that are watching this video. Comment in the comment section that the times where you got pulled over and you didn't get killed. I got pulled over plenty of times. I ain't nowhere near a cop pulling the gun on me. Why? Because I comply. But let me play these people because I got to expose everybody. Let me play what Tyreek Hill said on the news. Then I'm going to play what Stephen A. Smith and some of these other mindless people said on their shows, saying that the police were wrong and that if Tyreek Hill was not Tyreek Hill, he'd have been shot. What? And the problem is that young black men in society are not held accountable for their actions. You were speeding. Admit at least one time that I was wrong for speeding. Instead of Colin Kaepernick and them coming out and saying, look, we still need justice. No, you need to follow the law. And when the cops say roll the window down, just roll the window down. Bro, you signed $100-some million contract, $75 million guaranteed money. Now, we're going to play the video, but then I'm going to also show the complete hypocrisy once you see him talk on television. You know why he's not with the Chiefs, right? Y'all know why he's not with the Chiefs. Him and his girlfriend or wife or whoever she is got into a physical altercation and abused the kid allegedly. They lost custody of their kid. The kid had a broken arm. The only reason they didn't get charged is because they didn't know who broke the kid's arm. Come on. And this is a role model. This guy is, y'all domestic violence accusations against him. He got tons of kids by multiple baby mamas. Play the clip.
Police have just released this dramatic new body cam footage of the NFL star Tyreek Hill as he was pulled from his car and placed in handcuffs yesterday.
Why can't they start out by saying he was speeding and he refused to follow police directions and he was pulled out of his car? Y'all act like the dude was just driving down the street and they just pulled him out of the car and threw him on the ground. Stop resisting. That didn't happen, bro. He was speeding, bro.
Get out, get out. Get out, get out, get out. Get out. Damn. What part of brother doing this now? Hey, Drew, I'm getting arrested, dude. I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested, Drew. I'm getting out, bro. God damn, twin. When we tell you to do something, you do it. You understand? I'm getting out, you understand? Not what you want.
And of course, they only play the part where he's getting pulled out of the car. I already got in my other video. We'll show the clip. Flash the clip, Nick. And just see if you can find the car that's speeding. I ain't even tell you which side of the road it's on. They probably could hear his car from. Whoa, which what car was it? And then homeboy had to go full GTA cop mode to catch up to him.
Hey, don't knock on my window like that, man. Don't knock on
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Don't knock on my window.
Why don't you have your seatbelt on?
Knock on my window like that, though.
Like what?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up?
Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here.
Don't knock
That
on
way you
my
can
window.
lower it and talk to
Just
you.
get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
Keep it down. Hey.
Y'all can't do nothing like you supposed to. Why? Bro, you the one speeding. They clearly don't want to show the part where he's resisting their instructions. He's saying he ain't gonna do this. He's talking crazy to him. They tell him to get out. He don't. He roll his window up. They say, roll the window down, please. If you don't roll it down, we're gonna get you out of the car. They don't show none of that. They just show this because they want to make officers look bad instead of holding Tyreek responsible.
And just a few moments later, this happened.
Hold on, bro. I just had surgery on my knee. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery on my knee, bro. I just had surgery in your ears when we go there with your window down. Bro. Chill, bro. Hey, don't do, bro. Back up. Hey, call Drew. Hey, call Drew.
Call Drew. Call my agent. Call my agent.
I want to get straight to the source tonight with the man in that video, NFL star Tyreek Hill, and also his attorney, Julius Collins, joined me tonight. Thank you both so much for being here. I mean, Tyreek, obviously, watching that video, just when you watched it back for the first time, tell me what was going through your mind in those moments?
Man, for real, you know, I was shocked, man. Like it's crazy because it all happened so fast, man. But like for me, man, like it just all happened so fast, and I really couldn't like gather everything that was happening. So it was crazy, you know. And me being a father, me being a husband, and all that, man, I would just put myself in that situation. Like, hey, I gotta be smart. You know what I'm saying? That's where I wasn't on that kind of energy. Like I was chilling. Like I was following rules. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't moving fast because, you know, I got injuries. You feel me? I got things that I go through.
I can't watch it on TV. I wasn't moving fast. I would not cooperate. What does your injury got to do with you rolling the window down? You didn't hurt your fingers. You could push the button and roll the window down and comply. You said, don't knock on my window like that, bro. Don't knock on my window. They ain't got nothing to do with your injuries. And you didn't say, not one time when they were pulling him out of the car, I'm hurt, I'm injured.
Play a physical sport. I've been doing this for a moment now, man. So I'm dealing with some stuff. So I guess the officers, they felt like I wasn't doing it on their timing, but I was doing it. But you know, man, I'm still kind of shell shocked from it, man. Like
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed, you know. But
Well, and when you watch it,
here we are.
Can you tell us what happened with the moment with, you didn't see it there in the video, but you're in the car, they're yelling at you to roll your window down. What was happening there?
Did anybody catch them talk about the speeding? Ma'am, that's why nobody watch y'all show anyway. I'm sure that my show is bigger than her show. When are y'all gonna talk about he got pulled over for speeding? Why don't you show on TV him go zoom on the body-worn camera? Y'all act like the man was just going to practice and the cop just said, I'm going to pull this Negro over. Why y'all got to be so disingenuous all the time? This is what young black men get hurt because of y'all. Y'all give this fake story, and now they scared of cops and they aggressive towards cops when none of this is realistic.
You know what? When the officer came up and knocked on my window, I let my window down, cooperated, gave him my ID, and then I immediately let up my window. And then after that, I let back up my window, and then he came back to the window and was like, "Let your window down now. Let your window down now." And then I let it down. That's when he said, "If you don't let your window down, I'm gonna snatch you out of the car." I was like,
he lied. He lied. He knocked on a window first. And he finally let it down and gave his ID. And then the cop confronted him about why you rolling your window back up.
Sir, my window is down. Like, what do you want? I'm not trying to cause a scene because, A, if I let my window down, like people walking by, driving by, they gonna notice that it's me and they gonna start taking pictures. And I didn't want to create a scene at all. Like, I just really wanted to get the ticket and then just go on about my way and then just, just have a great Sunday. You know what I'm saying? Because really, like, I really could have just kept going to the stadium, but I really just pulled to the side, just chilling. Because I was that close to the stadium. Like, I was that close to, like, our entry level on.
I really could have just ran from the police. I could have just went to the stadium. You could have just went to the stadium? That means you would have been on a high-speed chase. He was pulling you over. I could have just went to the stadium, bro. What you think is Grand Theft Auto? You're gonna flee from the police to get to the stadium, and Drew is gonna save you? Your agent is gonna somehow hold you in his arms, and you exempt from getting. How about you not speed on the road like this because it's hazardous to other people's safety, and it looked like they're doing construction.
Like, I was that close to the player's entry level. And then from that moment, the guy came from the back. He was like, hey, get out. He was like, hey, I'm about to snatch you out the car or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then it just all unfolded from there because I was going to get out my car. You know what I'm saying? Because they told me to get out because I was getting out my car. But the way that my car made is like a dip inside of McLaren 720S.
Yeah. Well,
so
it happened so quickly. I mean, it's like right after they direct you to open the door, it's like seconds later when you open it and then you're pulled from the car. And I saw that you said if you weren't Tyreek Hill, that you feared this could have ended a lot differently. What do you think could have happened?
Yeah, like, so the crazy part about it is I hate talking like this, man, but because I have a kid fan base. But the reality of it is, it's the truth. If I wasn't Tyreek Hill, worst case scenario, we would have had a different article, Tyreek Hill, got shot in front of Hard Rock Stadium, or.
So make your mind up, bro. Being Tyreek Hill saved you from what? You still got a ticket. They still pulled you out of the car, and they did everything that they were supposed to do based on protocol. From what I saw, they can ask you to roll the window down. You refuse, as an officer safety measure, they can say, get out of the car. And they don't have to wait for you to take your sweet time to do what you want to do. It's on their terms because it's their safety they have to focus on. You can run down the field and dive and catch touchdowns, which he had one that same day, but you can't get out of McLaren. You can get out that McLaren, bro. I saw you play football. You can jump out the McLaren with one leg. But they've been disingenuous. So either Tyreek Hill helped you, being Tyreek Hill, what did it help you do? They still pulled you out of the car. They still gave you 2 tickets, and you was on your way. You think they were gonna shoot you? So they're gonna do all this to you because you Tyreek Hill, except shoot you. Come on, bro. Quit being silly. If Tyreek Hill, being Tyreek Hill, helped you, they would have never gave you a ticket. What are you saying, bro?
That's worst case scenario, or Tyreek Hill, put in handcuffs and taken in and booked, But it's crazy that, me and my family had to go through this, So.
Which family? Which one of your baby mamas had to go through this with you? Which family unit had to experience it with you?
Yeah. Julius, we heard from the president of the South Florida Police Benevolent Association, basically the union that represents them. And they said, and I'm quoting him, they claimed that your client was not immediately cooperative with the officers on the scene who, pursuant to policy and for their immediate safety, placed him in handcuffs. They said he was uncooperative, refused to sit on the ground, and was redirected to the ground. And that once it was sorted out within a few minutes, he was issued 2 traffic citations and was free to leave. I mean, when you look at the video, is that how you would describe what happened?
Absolutely not. From what we know, they sent us a zip file with us about 5 or 6 body cam videos. The officer who we believe is now possibly on leave, that's the officer that you saw snatching Tyreek out of the vehicle, right? That was the most aggressive person. The person that Tyreek spoke with who originally came to the car, he wasn't aggressive by any means. It was the other guy that came in that got super aggressive with Tyreek about the window. I think he even said, we'll break this freaking glass if we need to. And then he just snatches him out of the car. I want to say it looked like he opened up the door for Tyreek. And another portion is Tyreek actually put on his seatbelt. There's another body cam showing Tyreek putting on his seatbelt. So along with that, he's calling Miami Dolphin security to let him know what's going on. So that's the delay, that immediate portion that they're talking about. He's taking off his seatbelt and he's getting Drew Brooks on the phone from the.
Why is he he didn't, the lawyer just lied on TV. He said, you can think about this for a minute. I guess he said he didn't take off his seatbelt. Why is Tyreek Hill putting his seatbelt on and taking his seatbelt off and all this other stuff? We see a video very clearly of Tyreek Hill just kind of sitting there on the phone, trying not to get out the car. He didn't have no seatbelt on. When the car opened that door up, he didn't have no seatbelt on. Why? I'm not going to argue. He just lied. He was very cooperative. No, he wasn't. Everybody named Mama can see he wasn't cooperative. Let's continue this video.
Miami.
So we know he lying. So his attorney is lying. He got to lie, right? He paying him good money to represent him. He got to lie for him. So let's go to some of this other information because I want to play a couple other clips. Let's get the clip of Stephen A. Smith. All right, this your boy Stephen A. pre-body cam. I just want you to see how these people think. Pre-body cam, and then we're going to see what he said after the body worn camera. Roll the clip.
Let's keep in mind that Scotty Scheffler, when he was arrested in Kentucky,
he got booked, bro. He's the #1 golfer in the world and got booked in the jail. Booked.
all right, months ago in May, if I remember correctly. When that happened, he was placed in handcuffs and booked. So let's understand, this is not a story about the handcuffs. This is not a story about Tyreek Hill being detained. It's how he was detained. That's the story. Why do you need him face down on the ground? Y'all know how hot it was in Florida yesterday? You know how hot that ground must have been? You put his body and his face on the pavement. You feel a need for 3, 4 different officers to surround him while that's happening. Once you put him in cuffs behind his back, you stand him up. And then afterwards, some other officer comes down a minute later or so and forcibly sits him down. Why?
Okay, Stephen A. We already, maybe you should have waited for the body worn camera to come out. But we already saw the body worn camera. We could see why. They told him to get out. He was non-compliant. It's funny because these dudes can play on the football field and get hit by 300-pound linemen and run 4.2s in a 40 and do all this violent stuff on the football field, and then they act weak when it comes to cops. The cops should have put him down on the ground. If Tyreek Hill wanted to fight, he probably could work some of these cops. Don't let him being small fool you. He working grown men on the football field every time he get on the field. That's why he getting paid so much money. Come on, bro. Sitting him down. If he want to run, he'll outrun every single police officer. He probably outrun a motorcycle to the facility. Shut up, man.
But when it comes to Tyreek Hill, we also can't let him completely off the hook based on the statement that was made.
Good, Stephen A.
By the police department in Florida. They said, quote unquote, he was cooperative. He was uncooperative.
That's not the police department. That's the benevolence, which is the police association. That's not the department. Which the department should have came out and defended their officers.
We have a responsibility on this show, in any kind of platform that we have, to make sure we're doing what we can to save lives, to make sure that we're doing what we can to ensure that somehow, some way, you get to live another day and fight that battle. We know how wrong they were. The police were excessive. No excuses. They should be ashamed of themselves the way they acted. They just went overboard. Totally true. Especially when it came to Calais Campbell as well, who did nothing and put his arms up. He was no threat whatsoever. Okay, they told him to step back. He stepped back. He let them know that was his friend. Another teammate, Janu Smith, comes in there. He's by his car. He's on the phone. He's clearly not posing any threat. The police officers were definitely agitated. They were wrong. Here's the problem.
They weren't wrong. That's your opinion. The police don't have time to babysit these grown men. They tell you to do something. You're supposed to follow directions. They can't be telling you 6 and 7 times to do something. Y'all all grown. They say, no, get back in your car and drive down the street. That's for their safety. They don't need a bunch of people popping out at a traffic stop because they don't know what all these people are doing. They don't know what if some gangster or someone want to pull up on them because they got Tyreek Hill over there. They don't have time to be trying to talk to people over here, people pulling cameras out. They got to get this stuff done in a safe manner. Get back in your car. We own business. We got body-worn cameras. And that's from the officer's perspective. Now, I don't blame the players for checking on their buddy. They should. That's your dog. Check on him. But when the cops tell you to do something, you need to be listening to them. And then you won't have no problems with the cops.
We all came on the air seeing the initial footage in complete, unadulterated support for Tyreek Hill.
Which you are wrong by doing that.
You pull over. They tell you to roll down your window. What's the first thing Shannon just talked about? The first thing they do when they pull us over, they pull me over, all my windows are down. My hand's on the steering wheel. That is not what Tyreek Hill did. Tyreek Hill had his window up. The officer bangs on, knocks on his window. He didn't bang on his window. He knocked on his window. You hesitated to pull it down. The first thing you say is, don't bang on my window like that. Don't bang on my window like that. Don't bang on my window like that. He asked you for your driver's license. You hesitated to give him your driver's license. You said in the post-game conference, hey, y'all, what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? What if you weren't Tyreek Hill? What would have happened to you?
You'd have went to jail.
If somebody that wasn't Tyreek Hill kept the windows rolled up, hesitated to roll it down, didn't give you the license immediately when you asked for it, and then hesitated to get out the car when they told you to get out the car. See, we got to be responsible. And the point that I'm trying to make is this. In no way should the officers be excused for what they did. I totally agree with you, Dom, every syllable. You too, Shannon, every syllable. But I also am saying, yo, Tyreek, yo, bro, you didn't deserve that. I'm not implying that you did. But the police officers do have the power. When they pull up on you, and they tell you to roll down that window, and they tell you to give you your driver's license, and they tell you to get out that car, that's what you got to do.
Yeah.
So how then, Stephen A., do you justify the fact that you said the police have the right to do that, but then they can't do it? They have the right to tell you to get out the car, and you don't get out, they can't do nothing about it. What are you saying, bro? They did what they had the right to do. They don't have time to be playing and trying to figure out what y'all trying to do. They said, get out the car. They said, keep your window rolled down, man. Keep your window rolled down. Now, I ain't got to roll the window up and down. Then they like, man, what is this guy going to do? Just because he's a football player don't mean he won't get out shooting and nothing. We don't know what this guy going to do. He may want to take off running and all this. And they don't have time to be playing games with no grown man. And I know Stephen A. know he going to get that backlash if he say that the cops weren't bad. So he got to say, oh, they were wrong. They excessive. They have the right to tell you to get out of the car. And if they decide that it's better for them to get you detained because you're not cooperating, you can escalate your uncooperation. But they said, let's secure this momentum for a second to get him to a point where, look, we ain't playing games with you. We will take your butt to jail. Get in a secure position where they're in control. And stand you up and tell you to sit down up here. You got to sit down, bro. Calais Campbell and them, I don't have no problem with them stopping and doing all that. But once the cop tell you to do something, y'all got to stop acting like the cops are the enemy all the time. Anyway, there's more. Who's the next person? I don't mind Stephen A. Smith saying what he said. But let me pull up this NFL statement. This is why the NFL got so many problems with domestic violence. All these players are, not a lot of them, but there's enough of them that are criminals and doing all this crazy stuff because y'all are just advocating. The police department should stand up for their officers like they standing up for Tyreek Hill. Look at what it say. I'm just going to read a little bit of it. It says, we are saddened by the overly aggressive and violent conduct directed towards Tyreek Hill, Calais Campbell, and Jonnu Smith by police officers before yesterday's game. It is both maddening and heartbreaking to watch the very people we trust to protect our community use such unnecessary force and hostility towards these players. Yet it's also a reminder that not every situation like this ends in peace, as we are grateful this one did. What if I wasn't Tyreek Hill is a question that will carry with resounding impact. Shut the front door. When are y'all gonna talk about Tyreek Hill speeding? Let's see if they say anything about him speeding. Because all this happened because you're driving an excessive amount of speed. Any speeding? Tyreek Hill pulled over for speeding. It doesn't say nothing about Tyreek Hill not listening, not rolling his window down. Where does this say he not rolling his window down? I would like to see the Dolphins talk about the impact of him allegedly whooping his kid so much he broke his arm, or the domestic violence claims that he got, allegedly, or all them baby mamas he got. He should be say we are saddened that Tyreek Hill is creating broken homes, and it's not a good example for our youth. How about y'all write that in a statement? And I don't want to be the guy to talk about y'all, but y'all got to stop this mess. You don't mention one time in your statement from the Dolphins that Tyreek Hill was speeding and not wearing a seatbelt. As a former police officer, you know how many people have died getting into traffic accidents because they didn't have a seatbelt on? They would have lived. Right here in Phoenix, they had an accident, and it was a rollover accident, and the kids were okay, but the adult died. I don't even have to know. I know exactly how the adult died. And they said he died on the scene. Died on the scene from a rollover accident means you got ejected. And daddy's ejected, and the kids had the seatbelt on. That's why they live, and the person who in the car accident died. I didn't pull it up on many scenes where the person is laying all the way down the street, face down, because they got ejected out of the car from not wearing a seatbelt. Tyreek Hill need to be an example by wearing your seatbelt and not speeding. And if you get caught speeding, obey the police. And if you're obeying and the police is cutting up, then, hey, I support you. File a police complaint. I'll make a video and trash the police department. What's the other guy on here? Bomani Jones. Blocked me. Y'all know the boy. Bomani blocked me on social media. What a bald-head coward. All right, let me play his clip because I wanna get everybody in this. Roll the clip.
With sports analyst and host of the Right Time podcast, Bomani Jones. Bomani, thanks so much for sharing part of your afternoon with us. I want to get your reaction to the statement from the South Florida Police Union saying that Hill was uncooperative and that he was never arrested. They claim that he was driving in a manner in which he was putting himself and others in great risk of danger. Despite the statement, Miami-Dade police not yet putting out the body camera footage. What do you think?
Well, I mean, Miami-Dade police and the police union are not the same entity, and this is kind of just how police unions get down. I wouldn't be surprised if they already had that thing on the hard drive and just like, give me the number 5, right? Like, no matter what happens in a circumstance like this, the police union is not going to give an inch. The question that I would ask when they said that Tyreek Hill was uncooperative, but it's entirely possible, the question is, what were you asking him to cooperate with? Like, that's a broad term, just the idea that you're going along with whatever it was. Asking, hey, what's going on here? I could make an argument that's uncooperative if I wanted to. That doesn't necessarily mean it's supposed to leave you putting me down face first on the concrete with my hands behind my back.
And what did you think of Tyreek's reaction to all of this and also the leagues? Because as you all know,
all right, I don't want to hear no more of this. We already went through this. Just know that Bomani is an idiot too. Listen, I want our athletes to be examples and role models. You guys have made it out of the dust, right? You made it out of the hood. You made it out of your circumstance. You made it from single-parent homes. You're making millions of dollars. It's time to start acting right. I don't understand why you can't be better than this. Why can't Tyreek Hill be better than this? Why can't Tyreek Hill not speed? But if he's going to speed in a, $500,000 McLaren, at least be cooperative or be genuine about what happened. Why can't we be better than this, man? And we always talking about white people. Oh, man, white people got money. They got inheritance. Bro, you richer than 99% of white people that live in America. But y'all get rich and don't change your poor behavior. You get rich and still got 6 baby mamas. You get rich and still allegedly beating up your girlfriend and hurting your kid and lost custody. That's not alleged. Y'all lost custody of the kid. I don't know if they got him back, but at the time they lost custody of that kid. You making all that money, you can't get on television and tell the truth. Like what? Like I want to be happy for these football players when they go and do stuff, youth camps and stuff like that. But bro, if this is what you're teaching our young people, you shouldn't do a camp. Cause most of them ain't gonna make it to the NFL. And having that personality and behavior and looking at you as a role model in their regular life is a death sentence. If they believe in parenting like you, it's a death sentence for a person that don't have $100 million contract. And when I say death, I don't mean the physical body dying. I mean the lineage and wealth transfer all dying. If an average person, which is most of the kids that go to your camps and that watch you on television, have 6 baby mamas, they're screwed. Kids screwed, they screwed, child support out the wazoo, you can be eating out of trash can. If the average person is speeding like you speeding and get a ticket, you can pay for everybody's ticket that watch you on football. They gonna be in debt and can't pay the ticket, not going to court and all this other stuff. You're not being a good role model. The NFL don't give a F about you or none of these other players being role models. It's about money. They paid him a $120 million contract, $75 million guarantee. He gonna play in the game unless he kills somebody. And if they can't prove he killed somebody, he's still gonna play in the game. He gonna play in the game no matter what because they paying him money. They gonna defend out of him no matter what because they paying him $75 million. He's one player. And they need to win the game. Or coaches get fired. People don't buy jerseys. They don't go to the stadium. Revenue dip. They don't care what he does. He could cuss a police officer out, pull a gun on the cop. They still gonna play him in the game. Only way they wouldn't play him in the game is he was in the jail cell. Come on, man. We got to do better, man. And then you get out there and lie, and then they pushing this whole narrative on social media and everything that he's still a victim. You ain't no victim, man. And you say the cop was aggressive. Look, man, the cop, in my opinion, cops have a range of what's acceptable. I think the aggression they showed toward Tyreek Hill is acceptable. They shouldn't have to be babying y'all and tell you 56,000 times. That's how they get shot and killed, trying to be nice to people and be, hey, can you roll your window down? Can you roll your window down? Pop, 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 pop. They shot up. They need to be like, roll your window down. Okay, you're getting out the car. When I say you get out the car, I'm not going to let you run off and fight and do all this stuff. You're going straight to the ground. Straight in handcuffs. We ain't got no time to be arguing with you. Straight in the handcuffs, you'll sit right there on the curb. If you listen, you've been out of here with a citation. Hey, Calais Campbell, y'all, the big as these dudes is, they'll sling these officers like rag dolls. Get back in your car, go over there. They don't have time to be like, well, can I negotiate? What if Calais Campbell want to get violent? Then they're going to have to shoot the dude because how big he is. Have you seen Calais Campbell play football? Okay. Think them officers have a chance? No. 0 chance. Calais Campbell could probably whoop all those officers without their weapons. He could probably beat all them officers up by himself. Bro, go get back in the car and go. Oh, you don't want to? Give me your ID. We ain't got to play with you. We gave you a reasonable request to take a particular action. You refused until I told you, give me your ID. Teach these young men how to act. I would never be in that situation. I'll never. Cop pull me over. What you need, officer? Especially when I'm wrong, bro. I'm wrong. You wrong. You was speeding. You know you was speeding. You late. You know you speeding. Why can't you just say I was speeding in practice? Nobody even mentioned that he's speeding. He don't mention it. His lawyer don't mention it. TV don't mention it. You were speeding. That's why you got pulled over. Excessive. I'm off. See y'all later. Love y'all.